All right, Caleb. So we've already gone over our I can statements, and we know that we're talking about caves today. You know, I think we're really lucky because we live close to caves. Have you ever been to Old Man's Cave? Yeah? Don't you love hiking? You know, is it kind of amazing when you stand down at the bottom or in these caves and just look up and around?
Especially when the waterfall's coming down.
Yeah, when the waterfalls are coming around. You know what's cool about caves is that was created by the weather. Isn't that weird? It's totally crazy to think about that. So, we're going to be doing a KWL chart today. And what that is, have you done those before? No? It's pretty cool because under the K, what you're going to do is you're going to jot down things that you know about caves. Things that you personally know about caves. And then after you complete that, under the W, you're going to write questions. What you want to know about caves. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use some informational text, some informational books to figure out the answers to your questions. And guess what? We'll put your answers under the L for things that you've learned, okay? So to start out, I just want to kind of remind you of the vastness of those caves down in Old Man's Cave. I know you've been there and you've done that, but we're going to watch a little video. It's got some information in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch this video, and as you're watching it, if you want to go ahead and jot down the things you know about caves, you can go ahead and do that. And what you can do is you can just put bullet points if you'd like, so you don't have to write in complete sentences.
That's what
just
we
kinda,
did in my class.
See? You're old enough to be able to do that. So I'll go ahead and start this video. It's just a quick little video, just kind of remind you of how cool Old Man's Cave really is, and just kind of take you back to when you visited.
Today we're visiting Old Man's Cave in Hocking Hills State Park in Ohio. This whole area is geologically fascinating. It was once under the Atlantic Ocean 330 million years ago, and the sediment from the ocean is what created the sandstone bottom. And about 2,000 years ago, due to the rapidly melting glaciers at the end of the last ice age, water carved out this region, removing the softer stone below the sandstone layer, and it left these amazing rock shells that hang 100 feet. I like it. What do you girls think of this? Is it pretty?
Yeah!
Yeah, where are we?
We're at the Hocking Hills State Park.
Very good. Excellent.
And we're enjoying the waterfall.
This park has a nice blend of natural features with some man-made walkways and bridges. Lovely. Yeah. Pretty cool, huh? We're gonna walk up there, girls. This park is a wonderland. It's really incredible to me that this doesn't have national park status. Really amazing. Look at this shot. Got on this trail right here, you got the stone is cut to the shape of the step. Sandstone, I think. What an incredible amount of labor that must have been. Is it cool? Oh, it is cool. Oh, yeah.
What? Feel it.
Oh, condensation? Yeah.
Feel it.
Hey, we just went through a little tunnel, Olivia. There you go, coming out of the tunnel. Look at it, huh? There's a fungus among us.
All right, good deal. I chose that video because I thought it was really neat because it was an actual video of somebody going through the park. Did it kind of remind you of times that you've been there hiking? So let's see what you know. Okay, they were created by erosion, very nice, by water. Some parts were created by man, so yeah, they kind of helped it out a little bit when they were creating things. That's good. Is there anything else you know about caves? That's okay. That's job security for me. All right, so what questions do you have about caves? You give me a question and I'll write it down.
What tools did man use?
Ooh, to carve?
Yeah.
Like they were talking about carving the steps. What tools were used to carve? Now remember, I told you that we will be creating our own cave as well. So keep that in mind as you're thinking of some of your questions. What other questions do you have about caves?
How long did it take for it to erode?
Ooh, nice. How long to erode? Very nice. What else?
How long did it take to carve by man?
Okay. Any other questions? Do you ever notice, when you were hiking in the caves, did you notice anything about the temperature as you went
Cold.
into it? Okay, so you know that. All right, colder in caves. Very nice. Any other questions you can think of that you have about it?
The walls,
Oh, like the thickness of the walls?
like the layers of them look like different colors.
So you want to know why that is? Layers of
I
walls.
think I might already know.
Why?
Because some parts were, some of the water, you know how there's some metal in caves?
Mm-hmm.
That water took it and rusted it.
Okay, that makes sense. How about like the shape of a cave? What do you know about the shapes, or what questions would you want to ask about that?
It's sort of like the inside of a rainbow, basically.
Inside of a rainbow. Okay, I can work with that. If you had to place a measurement on one of the caves that you've been in, how big in, let's say, yards? You know how like a football field's 100 yards long? In yards, how big would you say the cave was that you were in?
Probably about how long or how wide?
Both. How wide, how tall, how deep?
Probably about 2 yards high.
2 yards? Do you know how tall 2 yards is?
Yes, 6
How?
feet.
2 yards is 6 feet. So the cave that you was in was only 6 feet tall. Okay, how deep was it?
How deep? Like how deep it went when it was slanted?
Mm-hmm. How far back in could you go?
My greatest estimate would probably be about 10 yards.
I like how you said estimate. What's an estimate? Do you remember? It's just a guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, an estimate's
Basically
a guess.
predicting before you.
Totally predicting before you go on, right? Wow, Caleb, it seems like you have a lot of knowledge already about the caves. And it seems like you have some good quality questions as well about the caves. So what we're going to do next is we have a stack of informational text about caves. We're going to look through those stories, and I'm going to give you time just to flip through. And what you're doing is you're trying to find maybe the answers to your questions. And sometimes you might not find an answer to your question, but you might learn something new. And if you do that, as you find answers, you can go ahead and start filling in the L part. And like I said, you might read something, you'll be like, whoa, I had no idea what that meant. And then you might want to write that down too, even though it doesn't go with a question you've asked. Does that make sense? So you're going to use these resources to answer some of these questions, and then to also extend your knowledge about caves, all right? Does that sound like a plan? Okay, go ahead and grab a book and you can get started.